Talking about bonus X.
Bonus X. Bonus X.
Talking about bonus X.
Bonus.
You like bonus? Listen to that bonus X. Just
Hey,
get
we got
a bunch of bonus
X.
Brought to you by
Bonus X.
You could want bonus X.
Starting it's time for bonus.
Bonus X is happening in 3, 2, 1. Hey, friends. We hope you're doing well and you're staying happy, healthy, and safe. Unlike us. It appears that between working our full-time jobs, editing the next very special episode, picking up a new game, getting ready for Expo, and being responsible adults, I literally haven't gotten groceries in weeks. Seasonal germs have struck the Bash team.
Oh no, we're sick again.
So this week, we're releasing a mini bonus episode featuring a conversation we had with Matt's brother, Jay, the hacker. TTYL.
But yeah, so I know with Johnny, when you got the game, it was set up with like the typical silicone rubbers everywhere.
Yeah, and to be honest, I liked how it played. However, eventually the rubber started to disintegrate.
Yeah.
So the reason for that was actually just maintenance, and then that's when I started to experiment with.
Yeah. I remember you made some like slow-mo videos of the ball bouncing against the different rubbers, like the silicone and the rubbers and maybe a couple other compounds.
Yeah, it was really interesting. There was a huge difference between the rubbers that I had.
Yeah.
But some of the silicone rubbers and some of the rubbers actually performed very similarly.
Okay.
And then there were other rubbers that were much, much softer.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not just rubber versus silicone. Like rubber versus rubber can be a huge difference.
Right.
As well.
And so like certain, like the red rubbers versus the black rubbers versus the white rubbers all kind of bounce different.
Or black versus black.
Oh, really?
I had 2 different black rubbers that bounced completely differently.
And they were still both rubbers. Yeah. Okay. So different rubbers can have different durometers and like pliability.
Is
Exactly.
that specified or is that like brand?
I believe I bought both of those from the same company, but they were different brand rubber.
Okay.
Yeah. I
okay.
think they were all from Marco in that case.
So in theory, I guess each brand, right, would have like a different composition of rubber that would hypothetically make it perform differently.
Yeah, I mean, until the Pin Olympics get codified fully, there's not a specific durometer or anything for a rubber. It's interesting how different a game like that, or really any game, can play with just the rubbers versus the silicone.
Yeah, and I was really curious to kind of find the rubber that the game originally came with.
Yeah.
How is this game supposed to play?
Right.
But if I recall correctly, you look up the part number on, Marco or wherever, and you'll get several different rubbers, all with the same part number. So I don't even know how you would find the original.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe we could find that out.
I wonder if you could find like a relatively well-kept 90s game with original parts. And basically, something with home use, like minor plays, and you can take that rubber to like a rubber specialist and they could somehow understand the composition maybe. I don't know.
Now, having raced cars a lot and dealing with tires,
they
I
deteriorate.
can tell you that they deteriorate significantly.
Sure.
Even
just being stored
1 or 2 years,
Sure.
they can be completely differently. And also storage, like heat and cold, can significantly change the rubber.
The whole rubber versus silicone thing is interesting. At our arcades, they tend to have silicone on everything.
Yeah.
It really changes how the ball bounces, and especially like bounce pass type stuff. It's a completely different bounce. And so like you switched the rubbers on the game before you gave it to us, and then you like suddenly sucked at the game because you couldn't. It was behaving so differently than you were expecting.
Yeah, the game was easier to play, but I had so many random little, bad bounces that I never scored as well.
Yeah.
With
The same thing
rubbers.
happened to me when I switched to the rubbers on Gophers. It just completely changed the game.
Yeah.
And I had to like relearn how to flip it.
What do you guys prefer?
I think I prefer the softer rubber, just because I have more control.
Like a softer rubber?
Rubber.
Yeah. However, most games are not set up that way. So if I'm going and playing in the arcade, then it's going to mess up my gameplay. So in a way, I prefer just to use whatever everything else is using because I'll be more dialed in and I'll be able to maintain that.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think feels the best though? Because I like the hard rubber.
Like rubber.
Rubber. Usually the black.
So do you want it to bounce off of the flipper more or less?
Less.
I don't know if a harder rubber makes it bounce less or more.
So not from the flipper specifically, from everything else.
Yeah. Like
right?
all the posts and all the other random rubbers.
Like, dude, I've been playing this Godzilla over at Baxter, and I love it. But when that ball, dude, it hits this weird outlane thing, where it's just like and I'm like fighting to like just roll through. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's bouncing excessively.
It's bouncing, yeah. It's just it won't, you know. And I'm pretty sure there was a silicone because they're kind of like that kind of thinner, or not thinner, but more clear.
Yeah, there's like a little translucent quality to the
silicone. Maybe some bubbling looking in there. And I really don't like those because of that. It just feels way more bouncy and uncontrollable and unpredictable. And I like to play fast and loose, and I like when it just flows through and it just hits stuff. And like John Wick, dude, I would hate that game with silicone or whatever, right? Like the way that it plays, it does feel like a what I think is a harder rubber. I don't know what's on there, but I'm saying the feel, the way it feels, very responsive and reactive. That's what I like. I
think the default from Stern on the new games is a pretty hard rubber for a lot of the posts and stuff like that.
Right, from the factory.
From the factory, yeah. That's how the Mando was that I had, and then I switched out a bunch of them for silicone, and it actually became more difficult to play because it became way bouncier.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, that was the reason that I replaced all the rubbers originally on Johnny, was because that left ramp.
Yeah, that left ramp is
has
notorious.
A post that is very risky. If you're taking a shot from the right flipper and you hit that thing, it just launches it right back at you straight down the middle.
Yeah.
So the left ramp is really only safe to take with the left flipper.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that was one of the reasons that I replaced them all in hopes of being able to play that ramp on both sides. It helped a little bit, but it was kind of hard to. It's pretty fast either way.
It's hard to know when you change out all the rubbers on a game. You're changing so many little variables that it affects the gameplay like in unanticipated ways lots of times.
Yeah, and I started to wonder if it would be beneficial to, you don't have to use all rubber or all silicone.
Right, you can mix and match.
You can mix and match.
Yeah, that's getting down to like hacker levels of
dude, he's a hacker.
Detail.
He's a freaking hacker. Look, I already see it.
Yeah, that checks out.
That's a hacker comment.